So this video will be about the carry rolldown again. This one is a slightly more twisted example than what I showcased in my previous lesson, but as convoluted this example might be, it is in the curriculum, so let me walk you through the key points and the thought process of this calculation from a big picture perspective. So let's get started. So this is just a recap. The components of the P&L are the carry rolldown, the impact of rate changes, and the impact of spread changes. The components of the carry rolldown are the coupon income and the capital gain or loss. And what you need to know from a testability perspective is that in the case of the carry rolldown, it is assumed that the expected forward rates are realized. And in the case of the other two, the assumption is that the expected forward rates are not realized. And you will understand this concept much better in my next lesson, because in this lesson the focus will still be the carry rolldown, as in this lesson we will calculate the carry rolldown using a somewhat more sophisticated example that you can see in the curriculum. And the curriculum is showcasing this 2-year treasury bond with a semi-annual coupon of 2.5%. And remember from my previous lesson about the spread, we had this investor that has bought this bond at $101.50. And remember that in that lesson we have assessed as of whether this was a good deal by calculating the theoretical value. And as you can see, the theoretical value is higher than the price the investor has purchased this bond for. So was it a good deal? Definitely yes. So this investor was a happy investor. In this particular example, the assumption is that the investor didn't buy this bond at a bargain. Instead, it has bought it at the theoretical value. And what this means is that the investor has bought a fairly priced bond, which makes him an average investor. So this is basically the starting point. And whenever we have a bond, I always recommend to have a timeline. So this bond will have a coupon payment after 6 months, another coupon payment after 12 months, another coupon payment after 18 months, and the last coupon payment after 24 months. And just to avoid confusion, the investor has purchased this bond at time 0. And of course, this investor is a fixed income investor, so obviously he had some sort of expectation on how rates will unfold. And this is what the expectation of this investor looks like. So basically, he's expecting that the first 6 months rate would be this much per annum. The 6-month rate over the next period would be this much annually. The 6 months rate after that period is expected to be this much annually. And the 6 months rate after that is expected to be this much annually. And basically what's happening over here is that 6 months has passed since the purchase, and this is where we are today. And it is this 6 months period that we calculate the carry rolldown, which is a component of the P&L. And from a very big picture perspective, what the curriculum is doing in these calculations is to calculate the value of this bond after 6 months to be this much. And basically, once we have these inputs, the calculation of the carry rolldown is a piece of cake. So this is the calculation of the carry rolldown, and as you can see, this component over here is the coupon income, and this component over here is the capital gain. This value over here is the price when the bond was purchased, and this value over here is the price of the bond after 6 months. And the price after 6 months was calculated using this expression over here. And basically what's happening over here is to discount the remaining cash flows, using the forward rates that we have assumed 6 months ago. Basically, these values in the illustration. And from a testability perspective, it's very important that you understand that the carry rolldown is calculated assuming that the forward rates are realized. So basically, you expect these forward rates to happen at time 0, and time passes after 6 months, and the rates that you expected 6 months ago are actually the rates. And the curriculum is also pointing out that there is a shortcut calculation for the carry rolldown by showing this calculation over here. And as you can see, this is the purchase price, and this value over here is the 6-month forward rate upon purchase. And visually speaking, this value over here is this value in the illustration. So as you can observe over here, this calculation leads to the very same result as this calculation over here. However, it's important to understand that this shortcut calculation is only applicable if the bond is fairly priced. If the bond is not fairly priced, this shortcut calculation is not applicable.